Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Hossam Izzat, and I want to say I'm so happy today to be with you on 10th International Conference on Multidisciplinary Research as a keynote speaker. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Hossam Izzat. I'm a PhD holder from Paris College for International Education and a doctorate researcher for UCAM University in Spain. Plus, I had my master's degree from MBA from York St. John University in UK and Master of Philosophy on Strategic Management from UCAM University, Spain. For the last 20 years, I worked as a chemical engineer on oil and gas and an academic researcher. Plus, now I'm associate professor in Cornerstone University, an academic researcher on Westford University, United Arab Emirates. Today, I'm going to explain a paper or a research about CSR and green marketing, and it's related to what happened during the pandemic. So mainly we're going to discuss regarding the change management concept before and after pandemic, and what's the reaction or what's the response of the organization towards that kind of phenomenon or the pandemic. The research mainly was about the change management and how the organization or the corporate reacted towards this phenomenon or pandemic. What did they do on the topic or the limited spot on oil and gas in United Arab Emirates. So let's start sharing my screen with you. And today, the research is called The Interconnection Between Change Management of CSR by Utilizing Green Marketing Strategies and Impact on Organization Effectiveness. It's by Hossam Izzat Samad. For the background of the research, the pandemic outbreak has been a substantial challenge for many organizations, and thus adopting new strategies and change management processes has been essential during this time to add an extra sustainable advantage among their competitors. The research paper reviews that the new change management strategy during pandemic by implementing CSR policies as a part of adoption new strategies to tackle with the current crisis. Let's go for organizational change. Change as a word or a definition is a broad sense, is a planned or unplanned response to pressures and forces. So it's a definition, one of many definitions for word change. As a first step towards successfully managing organizational change, should understand the different types of change that organizations face. And the paper considers the two dimensions. The first one is the scope of change is incremental changes. Incremental changes. And the second one is strategic changes. Going to incremental changes. Incremental changes are changes that focus on individual components with the goal of maintaining or regaining business consistency. And this will be done by small and systematic steps to conduct the changes within the time frame. Mainly, we can say it's step-by-step change. On the other hand, for strategic changes, changes that addresses to the whole organization, including strategy. The strategic changes occur in response to an external event or series of events. And that's what happened as a response for COVID-19 pandemic outbreak. Going for identification of change factors. For force field analysis. In force field analysis, we're gonna say it's all about changing the balance in order to make change happen. Therefore, organizations need to change the balance or equilibrium. And most of organizations found that driving forces were more than restraining forces. That means that change is necessary to tackle with current situation. In that diagram, you can say, we have force field analysis and we have this blue ball as a goal. And we have two forces, two opposite one, okay? One is restraining force or the like opinion like medicating or no need for change, less maintaining. And the other is a driving for forces or driving forces to change. And due to this pandemic, as a reason of pandemic, many of organizations decided to make a change management as essential process. And as a theoretical framework or theoretical background of this research, we have two theories, CSR or corporate social responsibility theory versus shareholder theory. This, we call it the old debate of Freeman and Friedman. We have a supporters of this theory and other supporters or party for this theory. Let's review what's the meaning of these two theories or what's the definitions. The Freeman or the CSR or shareholder theory. Going for CSR is promoting that the business should consider the community and environmental prospect aside with profit. So in CSR or corporate social responsibility theory is not only profit. You have the three bottom lines. It's a profit, it's a planet or environment, and then it's a people. So it's not considering only the profit. Unlike the shareholder theory, stated that it's to gain or gaining more profits in a legal way is most important goal for the organization. So on contrary, on the opposite side, shareholders only focus on profit, on legal way. And the new terms of CSV, creating share value. The CSV, for Professor Porter and Kramer in 2011, argues that companies can move beyond corporate social responsibility and gain competitive advantage by including social and environmental consideration in their strategies. So we have also a debate. Some of parts or some of scientists or researchers, they claim that a CSV is an extension, a development, a new term, updating of a CSR theory. And the other part, they claiming that no, a CSV is a new term, a new theory, okay, particularly after the pandemic situation. CSV should be individual and not related to a CSR. For the companies, should create a tailored, a specific, a customized, rather than a generic corporate social agenda, and provide a practical tool to chart that agenda to identify those areas of social context with the greatest strategic values. Through redesigning products and markets or redefining value chain productivity and enabling local cluster development. And that's what exactly happened through pandemic by launching new environmental campaigns and new green technology etc. The main objective of the research is to address the relation between change management after pandemic by adopting CSR policies and applying green marketing and the impact on small and medium enterprises and consumer perception of the oil and gas lubricant field in the UAE. And also to determine the relationship of corporate social responsibilities and strategies for the, as we said, small and medium enterprises and organizational performance. Also to critically and systematically examine if there are any similarities or differences found through the primary data in relation to the literature review. And also to develop useful recommendations for lubricants industry experts in order to cope with the different serious challenges nowadays. Going to research methodologies, a paper methodology based on deductive approaches and correlation analysis design, while the sampling techniques follow a snowball sampling frame with a total number of 269 respondents through quantitative method, particularly through surveys. The main result of this research illustrated the significant positive relationship between post-study variables, adaptive change management, and CSR strategies before and after the COVID pandemic outbreak. For research paper based on two pillars, the relation of change management and CSR as a first pillar, okay, with reviewing 35 papers or research on literature review, and CSR and green marketing as a second pillar, with reviewing more than 64 papers. The three papers was removed because of replication, and two papers was excluding to the different fields, like one in hospitality and the second was in financial sector. And it calls like a narrative literature review, but it's more to systematic analysis. The researchers review the academic series topics and methodologies to highlight all of these topics like CSR, green marketing, organizational performance, and it was collaboratively, not rather than individually. For finding and results, the results spotted a shortage in previous research output to investigate change management, CSR, and green marketing together. It was individually research papers, so we can call one of spectacular or uniqueness about this paper is collaborate three of these terms together under one umbrella, under one roof, and in specific spot in oil and gas papers, in oil and gas industry. Moreover, the literature highlighted the link between CSR and green marketing strategies, also defines a gap of literature on change management concepts and CSR in the new normal era after pandemic. The paper indicates that the adopting a change management strategy by implementing CSR policies and green marketing as a strategic change towards pandemic situation added a positive impact and enhanced the organization's profitable performance. So, one of the most important finding and results of this paper to find or spotting the correlation and the positive relation between the two aspects or the two terms by change management and CSR, and what's the positive or one that is like in performance, enhancing the performance of organization, and also in how this finding we can apply it for enhance the organization image and increase the sales capacity. Now we are coming to profit. So, an overall organizational effectiveness. So we have the link now, or this paper linked together the CSR or environmental practices with profit, because there's no any business can survive without profit. Okay, it's a fact, but it's not only profit, and specifically after pandemic. So it's a profit, it's environment or the planet and the people as well. So we can say this is the main or the important finding of this paper to link together the planet, the three bottom lines, planet, profit, and people. That was a quick review about the paper on CSR and change management, how many organizations tackle with this phenomenon or this driving or this force for change, changing force, and it's a COVID-19 pandemic. Finally, I want to say thank you for your attendance. Thanks for your listening. And again, once again, thanks for this kind invitation to be a keynote speaker with you on a 10th International Conference on Multidisciplinary Research. And this is Dr. Hossam Izzat Al Samman, and I'm out for the presentation. Thank you.